I don't want more than one baby father. So like, what else is there? And he's rich, so at least I know the kids can be like financially taken care of. But like, that's the only thing I can for being 3, 4, 10. Like that's a.
I can't wait to get down and talk some shit thick.
Yeah, you said talk some shit.
Hey, let's get into it.
You ready to
Hey, Lord, no mind.
For the world who don't give 2 squirts of piss about you to bust you up.
Monkey piss.
Monkey piss. 2 squirts of monkey piss. I'm up to it.
Yeah.
I'm up to it.
Oh, we
We going there. I'm up to it.
That's the show, Dada.
What's going on? Oh, we back again, baby.
What up?
Y'all know what time it is, man. It's jam time. We bopping out here. It's a vibe, baby, on a Friday night. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming we can still call you that. Welcome once again to the most organic conversation on the internet. Welcome to Up to It, Down to It. Thank you, beautiful people, for joining us yet again. We appreciate you for being the best part of everything that we do here on Up to It, Down to It. With all that being said, y'all already know who I am. I am Trey, the great and terrible, out here ready to have some fun, have a good time today. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope everybody was able to stay safe. Hope you minded who your friends were and who your people are around you, that part. But hey, man, look, we here. It's a Friday. Let's have a good time. Let's have some fun. With that being said, let's get straight to the intros. Well, I guess it's left on for real, right on my screen, like we do. That guy right there, as always, the immovable force. My man, Kev, talk to us, brother. What's good?
I'm gonna talk to y'all the best way I can. If y'all can see, I was down bad at the start of this week with a real bad cold. I'm feeling better, trying to get my voice back. So tonight's drink is actually a hot toddy. Figure if we gotta have something to drink, throw a little bourbon in it. We got the Maker's Mark whiskey with the hot tea. Little fisherman's throat lozenges and all of that. So we're gonna get this thing back. I got too many performances to be without a voice. Finding a way to sneak that liquor in. So drink up, right?
Up to it at all times, man.
There it is.
Up to it at all times. Hey, man. Hey, shout out to you, man. I hear your kids did well. They had a performance this week too, is that right?
Yeah. And had to perform without me because I wasn't able to make it to work. And every day that I've gone back since, somebody on staff told me how well they did and just couldn't believe how well they performed in my absence. So, makes you feel good as a teacher to know that, your kids can do well. And that's how I try to teach them. What they say, you give a man a fish, he can eat for a day. You teach a man a fish, he can eat for a lifetime. So
that's right. That's right. Good stuff, man.
You're teaching the kids how to fish, and now you feeding generations.
There you go.
There you go. Glad to see you doing better, man.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We was definitely worried about you, man. So, definitely glad to see you back on the up and up, my man. All right. With all that being said, adjacent, right down under, my man K. Rich.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, brother?
Glad to see you. Man, I hope y'all are fine like wine, because I know I always am. Listen, I got 2 quick things for you, and I'm gonna keep it real short. Because I woke up this morning and I was like, I gotta go to work again today. But what popped into my mind was He'll Make It All Right. He'll Make It All Right. It was actually I Googled it. It was actually a song. I forgot who it was by, but Google it. He'll Make It All Right. And then the other one was the other thing that popped in my mind was Be Thankful. So I looked up a couple quotes for that one too. The one that popped out for me was be thankful for what you are now, and keep fighting for what you're going to become. And then another one like really popped out to me like right before we even got on here, and this is going to tie in to something a little bit later, but this is for somebody else. It said, life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the good times. Develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, take another shot.
I feel it.
Take another shot. That's wise words right there. Take another shot. When in doubt, take another shot.
Double meanings. Triple meanings.
Hey, cha-ching. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what time it is. All right, with that being said, as we get ready to take this next shot, last but certainly not least, my man, the blue-haired bandit, Kamikaze. Talk to me, brother.
Yes, sir. What it is, everybody. I hope everybody's living well, being well, and most of all, doing well. I'm just happy to be on here with my brothers to get one more day. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all what's been on my mind. I'm just glad that I didn't have to strangle anybody's day at work because there's been a whole bunch of craziness. Holiday time is very hectic, but I want you to remember what's important always. Family, friends, and just a good time. Like enjoy life.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Definitely that last part, man. Enjoy life. Life is short, man. Enjoy every moment of it.
Mm-hmm. Because if you're
Wise
not
man
enjoying
once
it,
told me.
you're just existing.
Wise man once told me the great mystery of life is the length of it. So, with that said, keeping that in mind, I am happy to be here with the fellas, man. Let's go ahead and get him one more, just quick round of applause, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all, man. Real talk. Cups in the air for y'all. And we got a great show lined up for y'all tonight, man. What's up, Trees? We see y'all. Shout out to all you there in the early show, in the very beginning. Hold on, my bad. There we go. All right. Shout out to y'all there in the early beginning with us, man. We had a great show lined up for you. We got a great guest lined up for you here this evening. So actually, let's get straight to that. Y'all want to get straight to that? Let's get him in on all the shenanigans. Why not, right?
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it.
Oh, good. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Welcome our special guest, Tyrone. What's up, bro? What's up?
What's going on? I love that intro. I appreciate that. I feel big time, baby. I feel it.
You are big time, man. Good to have you. What happened to your camera, man? We can't see you.
You're so big time.
Hold on. Let's try it again. Can you see me now?
Nope.
I can see myself.
Turn off the incognito mode.
You're not.
We live.
No. My camera says it's on.
You are not that live.
But it's not showing. That's weird. Hold on. Let me turn my Wi-Fi on.
Yeah, too.
He got his face behind a green screen.
Yeah, you know how you do the settings adjustments and you adjust it too far to the right. You blend in with your background. That's usually the problem I have with this black background, my black ass.
There you go.
Yeah,
Trey.
I beat y'all too.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you was going, because if you weren't, then I was going to bring it up.
So
I know you was going to try it. I
don't necessarily know what to do from here because it's showing on my end. but it's not showing on y'all.
Okay.
Man.
I guess we got to beat the game and unlock you.
What? I don't. Whatever.
You want me to leave and come back?
So he's Noob Saban out here. Let's see. Can we see you on the can we see you on the actual? Now you all black on here too. Y'all can't see him either. All right. It's all good. We're gonna rock with it, man. This is what happens.
You want me to leave and come back?
We can do that. You jump off and then jump back in. That way, because I want the people to see your face. We want the people to see his face. Yeah,
put in the conquer cheat code.
Yeah.
A-B.
Hey.
Up, down,
Hey.
left, right.
Start or select. One of those. I think it was start.
Select, start. Up,
Was
down,
it select?
left, right, A, B, select,
A-B.
start.
Hey.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Oh,
LB, what's up, bro? My
LB
guy.
in the
My
house.
guy.
LB in
Hey,
the
man.
house.
Had Steve on last season, man. We're gonna have him back on too for sure. Definitely had a good time with him on. Actually, all our guests from last year, man. We always have a good last season. We always have a good time. It's all starting to run together. Hey, so look, while we're oh no, he's back on. Here we go. While we're waiting on that, we can get into a couple of things. But we are on. There we go. And bam!
We unlocked the new player, baby.
There we go, baby. We beat the game. Dude, Saibot unlocked.
Good. I'm happy, man. How y'all doing this
My
evening?
man.
So back to what I
good.
said, I love that. Appreciate it. I was at a little time. I feel real big time.
Absolutely, man. We glad to have you on. We got a couple of questions for you. So let's just give you a second, man, to kind of talk about you, who you are. Tell the world, man, who are you, brother?
Okay, so I'm Wilkens. Sorry about that. We ready?
Yep.
Oh. All right, cool. So listen, my name is Tyrone Syranno Wilkens. I'm a Baltimore native. I am a photographer that specializes in portraiture. I also own an agency by the name of 208 Management, where we specialize in the development, representation, and placement of models of color. And I just love what I do. I appreciate being on the show. And I'm looking forward to talking about this topic, honestly.
Yeah, man. And to be honest, man, this was a topic inspired by you yourself. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting into it. Before we get into that, so your 208 Management is the modeling agency, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. So talk a little bit about that. Like, first I want to know how you got into that. How'd that start?
Well, that was transition from photography. I got started with the agency because coming up in photography, I would deal with a lot of models. And I realized as I was growing in my craft and I was learning new things that I would instill those things into those models as well. Well, what I found out a couple years later was that was an actual position in the industry, which is either called a scout or you call an agent. So I was like, oh, okay, so these individuals develop the models to put them in better positions with bigger agencies. So I was like, all right, I think I could do that one day. But at the time, I didn't do it because that was let me give a timeline. That was 2015 that I thought about doing it, but didn't do it because I just didn't feel like I had enough connections. In addition to that, I didn't feel like I was in a position to not waste somebody's time. So I just waited a little bit. So 2019 came around, then I started really taking it into consideration and talking about it a lot. My wife was like, listen, if you're going to do it, just go ahead and do it. I said, all right, cool. So October, November of 2019, I started the agency. I had 5 models at the time. And then weirdly enough, COVID hit. But really, well, COVID was bad. Let me say that. I don't want people to think I'm minimizing COVID. But COVID was a really good time to do business with people and connect with people and network with people because they weren't normally these were the same people that you couldn't normally catch on a regular basis. So I started that process and I've hit the ground running. I've been doing it about 2 to 3 years and I love it. It's not many black owned agencies anywhere. It's not a lot of us. So yeah, it's super important, the work that I'm doing, and we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done.
That's big
Definitely.
time. That's big time right there, man.
I appreciate
So
it.
so black owned modeling agency, man. Check him out. You see the website ticking right there at the bottom, man, by Syranno.com. He's got a lot of good stuff. And of course the social media, man. Follow him there. Let me ask you this, man. So you've been in photography how long now?
13 years.
13 years. So how different is it now, post-COVID versus, say in 2018 BC, before COVID?
Well, I'll say this. It's not really that different. I think what happens, especially when things such as like pandemics or weird stuff happens, I think people just give it a moment to just sit before they come back out and really just repeat the same actions. So it really hasn't been that bad. I think now, um, with the big boom of small businesses, because I deal a lot with corporate clients, small businesses, and then I do private clients as well. But I'm noticing, there's a lot more work now because of the boom and the surge of small businesses when everybody was sitting in the house and they were sending them money and they just decided to start a business. So, but there are those that it wasn't just a COVID business. It was like, oh, okay, well, I'm still going, I'm still making money. So there is a necessity for us. So to answer the question directly, I think it's a little bit better now, just a little bit.
Yeah. People a little bit more mindful, I think now. Yeah.
Right.
Well, good stuff. Now, do you only work with businesses? Do you work with individuals as well, or?
No. That's when I said private client, that's what I meant. Like I do business and then just regular clients as well. So I do like birthday parties. I love doing portraits. Portraits is my favorite things to do because those are those moments that you get to capture with people where it's just you and them. So there's a type of vulnerability with that. So I really love doing portraits.
Good stuff, man. See some headshots, portraits. You need those. Hit my
Absolutely.
man's up, yo. Hit my man's up. Check the website out. Actually, fellas, check the website out. You'll actually see a few familiar faces. You'll see a couple familiar faces. You did I don't know when the name dropped like that, but you once was assistant band director at Morgan. I saw that guy.
Oh, the black. Oh, who's it? Which guy? Oh, on my
Stuart?
website.
Carl? Yeah, on your website.
Yeah. That was good. I liked him. He was a good guy.
He's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, man. So good stuff, man. So a lot of good stuff on his website, man. Again, like I said, check it out. I like the video section personally.
Okay.
Some of the edits and stuff like that you did there, kind of telling stories. Can you kind of walk me through that? Like, how'd you get into that
Video?
Yeah.
So back before I started the agency, I owned a record label. Name of the record label was Late July Music Group, and I had a few artists. And what happened was we really didn't have the budget to go and shoot videos with anybody. It just the budget wasn't there. We were spending a lot of our time in the studio just trying to create the music. So I went to get my hair cut, and one of the barbers was selling a camera. And he said, he's like, yeah, man, I'm selling the camera. He showed it to me. It was a Canon what was it? A Canon 5D Mark II. Great camera. Still a solid camera to this day. But I got it from him. And I said, it didn't have no box. So I asked him, I said, hey, where you get this camera from? He said, oh, my man's got it. So I went and took it home. And when I went to take it home, I hit the play button. I turned the camera on, and there was some Korean people in there. I was like, oh,
It was a homeboy hookup camera.
it was a. But to be fair, at the time, that camera was $2,800, and I got it for $400. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. But
You
the,
get
the
what you
good
pay for.
Lord, right? The good Lord took that away from me on a Washington trip. That was my workhorse, and I dropped it in Union Station because I thought I was gonna miss my train, and I'm running, and my bag, my photography bag, kind of unzipped itself, and my whole camera fell out, and then it wasn't even my train. So, so the Lord came and state claim on that camera that was stolen. He said, "All right, you done enough."
Oh, that's disappointing. Cold world out here, man.
It is. Damn. I still got that camera floating around here. So
Hey, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Hey, man.
I was just going to ask. So you said 13 years of photography.
Yes, sir.
So what at year 13 would you, as far as advice goes, would you share with year one you?
Year one.
Yeah.
That reason, this little package that forms so that's what I
Wait,
was
hold
saying.
up.
Keep that imagination.
Was that just on my end that it broke up, or was that y'all?
Nah.
Okay.
thought
It
we
was
were
y'all too.
watching Ready
All I
Player
heard
One or
was
something.
something about packaging crackers.
You
Okay.
hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now.
You hear me now?
Somebody had to,
No. You said something about packaging crackers.
yeah, somebody had the Megatron T-Pain audio effect on.
Oh, okay. My bad. So, well, shit, I don't even know what I was talking about now.
It was so organic.
It was organic.
It's all good. It's all good.
Advice to year one you from year 13.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Keep your imagination and don't box yourself in.
Okay. Yeah. Talk about that. Did you abandon your imagination at a point?
No, but when you get into not just photography, but the business of photography, then the business sometimes takes the reins over your creativity.
That's fair. That's fair. You're doing what you have to do as opposed to what you want to do.
Right.
Creatively. Yeah. So don't lose that. That's actually good advice, I think, in life in general. You know what I mean? Don't lose your imagination. Don't lose your creativity. Don't lose your you.
Right.
But I'll leave that. We got a good question in the comments here. Here we go.
I just saw it. What advice would you give
to those who have a small businesses and to go increase client and revenue growth? That's a good question.
Networking. Or get out there, have conversations with people. It doesn't matter who they are, because the idea is you don't know who people know. The janitor can know the CEO. You just feel like because he's in the position he's in, he doesn't know him, but that may not be true. So I would say definitely go out there and network. Be kind. Be kind. I learned an interesting quote just today. It was either today, yesterday. But the quote is, it's not about who you know. It's not about, wait a minute. How'd it go? Who you know. Oh, no. It's not about who you know or what you know. It's about how kind you are to people. Because that's what people remember. You can know everybody in the world, but if you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
And they'll just remember you for being an asshole.
Correct. So people always remember
That's
how you
true.
made them feel, and that's the very important portion of networking. So that's more of a direct answer to Deb and then gaming. Um, that's the best advice. Meet people, be kind, be organic, be genuine, and honestly, your tribe will find you. And those floodgates are open, and you won't be, and no man will be able to close them.
Boom. Preaching. Preaching.
And
You know what I'm saying?
those are nuggets of knowledge right there.
For sure. Sure. So be kind, treat people right. They remember how you treated them and how you made them feel, which reminds me, I fumbled. We didn't welcome our people here. So we got to take our first shot of the evening and welcome everybody. So we got a little bit of rapid fire shots here. We're going to do 2 back to back here, as a matter of fact. So first and foremost, what else? We live.
We live.
All
First
the way.
drinks in the air. Whatever you drink, whatever you prefer. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is for you. Welcome to the show. Gang, gang, gang. All right.
What's everybody
Good
drinking?
stuff. Kev. You know, so Kev is on tea tonight, so he didn't go through all the, the normal stuff he usually does, but he's on Maker's Mark today. Okay.
Okay, you ever had Makers 46?
I keep saying I'm gonna pick it up. I haven't yet though. It's legit. I mean, it has to be.
Yo, it's smooth.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
Okay.
Maker's 46. Hey, put that on the when we do our next in-person. Yeah. Uncle Nearest. That's the one right
So-
there. That's the one.
I don't like Uncle Nearest. I don't.
Love some Uncle
All right,
Nearest.
kick him off.
You don't like Uncle
He's
Nearest?
got to go.
No.
He's gotta
No. Okay,
He's gotta go.
so I'm in a whiskey.
Camera
I'm in a
down,
whiskey
man.
club with a few guys, and they had brought Uncle Nearest. And when you're blind tasting something, it's a lot different than when you drinking it. You know, when you know what you're drinking. And I just remember how Uncle Nearest tastes and how it went down. It was hard to really gravitate towards the notes of it. It was a little like, you know what I mean? And that burn was a little bit much. I ain't like it.
Was that 84?
I'm a smooth. I tried both of them. It was two of them. Two different
84,
years.
56.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They both was the same to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, it's interesting.
I
56
didn't
is
get-
pretty smooth to me.
Yeah, I didn't. Both of them actually smooth to me. So
Yeah.
it's probably just.
But to that point though, Kev, you brought up what is it, Enzyme?
Ensign Peach.
Ensign, yeah.
Ensign line of whiskeys, and they're comparable to your Crown Royals, but the ingredients of them are a lot cleaner, and the flavor immediately to the nose is just pure, and then the taste is so much cleaner and it's cheaper. So we've stopped drinking Crown and started drinking Ensign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't drink Crown like that either. So then maybe that there's a correlation there.
So in your what is your whiskey of choice?
Macallan 12.
Mm.
You like 12 more than 18?
I haven't had 18 yet, so I can't compare.
So we could be here all day. 18, and it's crazy. I was at a birthday dinner, and like these like big producers from like the Caribbeans, they came in. So we're at Fogo and they just buying rounds. So they like, yeah, let's get 18. I lie to you not. The lady came with like the thimble and literally and poured it over this like rock of ice big as my fist. And they were like, we paying $70 an ounce here. You can, a little more than that. I tell 18 was all these smooth, like you don't even taste your sip go down. It's like it passed your lips and it's gone.
Okay, then I'm gonna jump on that then.
18 is beautiful.
When I go to this spot called Michael's in White Marsh, it's a real great, it's a great vibe over there. So I sit at the bar a lot. Usually my 3 drinks of choice is going to be, weirdly enough, in this order: Macallan 12, Maker's 46, Gentleman Jack. I don't know why I do it, but I do it every time over some coconut shrimp. And it's just the same thing every time. It's just such a great feeling.
And fellas, I think we gotta make a trip. We gotta have a planning meeting.
Sounds like
Agreed.
And you know,
I just found that interesting that he finishes with the Gentleman Jack.
Maybe I outgrew Gentleman Jack. I loved it when I first had it,
Right.
And then more recently, it's not doing it for me. I don't know. I guess our palates are just constantly evolving.
It is. You're absolutely right. So I think Gentleman Jack is a great everyday whiskey. Like I come home, I pour a thing of whiskey, cool. If not, I'm gonna go with Woodford for that.
Yeah.
That's the only other option for that. I'm not allowed to drink Whistle Pig because of my sister. So she said, and I quote, "Whistle Pig is for pussies," so I don't drink that.
Okay.
But yeah, I love whiskey, bro.
You drink Whistle
I
Pig.
do.
Crazy.
So I'll tell you what I'm drinking. So I'm not drinking any whiskey. However, as I mentioned earlier, I'm actually drinking tea from my homegirl Shannon Porter with hot toddy. So great tea. I think this is like the peachy peach flavor. Real good. And the mug is my homegirl Morgan with Posh Meat. All black owned, women owned businesses.
Plug them
There we
in.
go.
That's what's up.
There we go. That's what we do, man. We love that. We love to see it, man. And there'll be more. We talked about a few of them last season. And actually, this topic for tonight, I think is going to be pretty interesting. Speaking of the ladies, I'm interested to hear what your assessment of the reactions that you got from this question is. Are y'all ready to go up to it, or are we ready? Are we good?
You know we always.
I'm down.
Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, assuming that over the last 35 minutes it hasn't changed and I can still call you that, it is time for our headline topic. Let's talk about it. Okie dokie.
The funniest part is there are no women right now.
I was getting ready to say that. The ladies got to chime off in the comments.
What you
They
say?
got to chime off in the comments.
I don't know why that became so funny to me, but
You heard what he said, LB?
I didn't hear what he said.
Can't say it again.
I said, I just realized there are no women on.
No, that's not true. There are.
No, I mean,
Liz is on.
No, talking.
Oh, here, yeah.
No, talking.
But
they're
gonna talk to us in the chat. This is gonna be good.
That's future plans, though. We got that's future plans. We're gonna get them on here.
Yeah.
Woo.
I fully anticipate this topic going beyond this evening. But he asked. This is Ty's question. He asked a hell of a question. I came across it on social media, and I said, "Man, we got to talk about this." So because I want to get what the reaction, because you asked the lady specifically. What are the action steps that men have to do in order to make you feel comfortable being submissive? You asked the ladies specifically. So before, I want to get your reaction, or not your reaction, I want to get your assessment of their reactions. And then, fellas, let's talk about it.
All right.
All right. So hold on. I'm gonna go to it because it's interesting. I a lot of shares on this, and it seems like you have some women who just gave what they needed, and a lot of them weren't as superficial as you may think. A lot of them were being a good leader, being strong-willed, organized, focused, determined, successful, with a plan, consistency, content, how he treats his family. These are things that should definitely matter. But then there were a couple who said, well, why I gotta be submissive? There it is. I knew that was gonna come. The word submission has gone to such a negative connotation, and it I guess to a degree it does mean weaker, but we take that to the extreme. It's like, oh, you just trying to say I'm weak, or we not equal, or no, it's not that. Because in reality, a woman's going to submit regardless. She's either going to submit to her husband or her ego, one of them, but she got to submit to something.
Woo, woo, woo. Well,
Everything is a go.
who wants to chime in first on this one?
I feel like married men should.
Okay.
That's just
Rich, you
my.
want to go first?
All right. I mean, well, I mean, if we're looking at the definition of the word, right? Because I just pulled it up. We gotta pull out, facts and things of that nature, right? It says ready to
Words
conform
mean things.
to the authority or will of others, meekly, obedient, or passive. Right then and there, I don't see anything that says weak in that specific definition. So, this idea of being submissive, meaning weak, needs to just fly out the window. It just needs to fly out the window. I mean, because if you've ever had a job, I mean, you're being submissive in that job. You're being submissive in that relationship to your parent. So, this. I don't disagree with anything Tyrone has said so far, but for the females that don't feel they should be submissive, well, then the question is, well, then what exactly are you looking for? Because if you're asking for one thing, but then you're asking for one thing, but you really mean something else. We gotta figure this one out. You gotta really figure this one out. You gotta ask, wait a minute, you gotta take a step back, because if you want this, but you're saying, you don't want to bend on this other thing over here, that's not gonna work. You gotta know what you want. And it's okay either way. Either way, hey, just
I agree.
do what you want.
I'm gonna ask in the comments real quick because I want particularly the ladies' opinion, but fellas, y'all can chime in too. I want to know, what is submission in your opinion? What is submission? All right. Because we said the married guys go first, so I'm looking at this post too, right? And oh, good. I'm glad she said it. Good. I'm glad somebody said it. It shouldn't just be women submitting to men. That's wrong.
Wait. That's fine. I want to talk about that. I'm glad that was said, right? So
me too. That's wrong.
What women fail to realize is that we are submissive to them because it's a two-way street. It's just that the reason men bring it up so much is because it, on average, no, without any type of data or anything, but on average, it seems like the women have a little bit more trouble submitting than the men. And that's just what that is. And I think women think,
Why do you think
some
that
women,
is?
not all. That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question on why. Because that can go a lot of different, that could be a generational thing. That could be, you know what I'm saying? That could be how somebody was raised. There's a lot that goes into that question. So I don't have a direct answer for that.
And
But
so here's where I will jump in. I feel like as we talk submission, the discussion of it feels to me more recent than anything. So like that's the word I felt like we were missing as we began to talk submission. Like, of course, with social media, the recent conversation has been around submitting because we're looking at a new woman, you know, in a sense, women who are working, women who in, you know, cases, whether they're married or single, maybe the breadwinners in their household, you know, so they're taking on home responsibility and financial ones, where we're coming out of a time where, you know, women traditionally stayed home and reared the children and the men brought home the bacon and built houses. So recently that question of submission has come up a lot. And so I do agree that, you know, and it's biblical. Wives, submit to your husbands, husbands, submit to your wives, as
right.
you know, and submit to God. So both of those things do exist. But I think it's just I like the only word that's popping into my mind is women unappreciated. Like seemingly women feel unappreciated for all that they're doing. But then asked to like just do what a man says. And I feel like, again, the caveats that we talked about going around these, when they say do what a man says, they're typically referring to that man that's like, I borrow your car while you're at work, but I still want you to come home and do everything I say. That's the
Right.
kind of man that they're referring to. I don't really find cases where
Is that? But I mean, is that submission?
Nah,
in
that's
someone's
stupidity.
mind,
Nah,
it's
that's not, that doesn't make sense. Like, honestly, when I think of any type of submission, and I think women will agree with this, I think about submission from the space of submitting to someone who is an actual leader, like a family leader. You know what I mean? But I don't expect anybody to follow someone who isn't fit to lead. That makes zero sense.
but there are
And that's
people
only going to lead
that's
to that's only going to lead to a road of destruction. What I'm saying when I talk about submission is when you obviously have somebody in front of you that is capable of leading your family, and you want to do whatever, or you want to be independent, or you want to have that independent spirit, then those are the troubled individuals I speak about. Because that's not every woman. Every woman even like really professional women, because people tend to think certain things about professional women, but there are professional women that I know who make buku money, and it's a situation where it's like, okay, when I'm out and I'm running a business, I gotta have my masculine energy, but when I come home, I want to submit and be feminine. So,
Q, you've been quiet. Or is his audio messed up? Your audio messed up, bro?
the Lord's telling him to be quiet.
That's all right, man. At least he's not talking shit in the church locker room no more.
Bro, because
last week in church.
I'm looking at it in so many directions, and I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Listen. Look, but I definitely agree with Tyrone when he said it's definitely like a loaded question, because I just got a lot running through my mind, especially when it comes to the idea of being submissive because I started thinking like, well, dang, what are some of the things that keep people from being submissive in a relationship? And like you said, being submissive doesn't necessarily make you weak, but I think I've said it before in a previous episode, and he brought up a good point about leadership. Being submissive doesn't necessarily mean you're giving up any kind of control in the relationship. But however, if you're behind the wheel of the 18 wheel and you've been riding the trike all your life, are you going to try to drive?
Hmm.
So it's knowing in a relationship.
Uh-oh.
I think you're stuck in the matrix.
Uh-oh. Nah.
Sound like some really good nuggets too is coming.
He was saying some good shit too, man.
Take that leadership role. If you're good at this, you take that hat. If your counterpart is good at that, she's going to take that hat, and vice versa. But I've started thinking, like, what are some of the things that people are afraid to be submissive of? And I think some people look at it as a power thing. They've been in a relationship with somebody, saying that the next relationship.
So let me in Q,
Yeah,
man, you was dropping some good nuggets. I wish it was coming through more clear. And I'm from what you're saying, I'm getting ready to ask a question, right? And this question is based on the relationships. And there's a difference between being, married and being in just a boyfriend-girlfriend status. In the non-married, I'll just say in non-married relationships. And should these non-married relationships carry the same weight as married relationships as far as being submissive?
I would almost want to answer that question with a question. And my question would be, if not, then why would that all of a sudden change? Like, are you making a deal like, because we only boyfriend and girlfriend for now, I'm gonna be 60% submissive, but once we say I do, I'm gonna just all of a sudden be 100% submissive? Like, would be, because like, again,
but we all know that's not true.
I'm saying like that. I'm just like, that's what I think of when he asks a question like that. Like, if I'm not, because even with other characteristics, like if I never cooked a meal while we were dating, while we were engaged, you're really banking that because we said I do, all of a sudden I'm gonna cook a meal. Like it's I feel like if I'm showing you something, it's gonna be that, or you want it to still be that. Like, I don't want to get in relationship with you seeing half of you, hoping it turns into a whole, or like trying to like prepare for that kind of a change. So why would you not be completely submissive and trusting of me to get us to marriage, to get us to engagement? If you know what I'm saying, like, where would that just automatically change?
And again, that's assuming that that's the goal. That's assuming that's the goal. That's the reason I asked that question is because if that's the goal, you got to go in 100%. But at the same time, at what point in this, now we're, well, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to give the answer. At what point does this 100% submission come in the relationship, if not married?
So I want to jump in right here, right? Wow. So let's go ahead. I think submission will come a lot quicker if people date it correctly. So the reason people don't submit is because the foundation and the basis of most relationships tend to be on one night stands and shit like that. Like people don't. It seems like people don't have the capacity to date. They be like, oh, okay, I met Shorty. We did whatever for a few times. Damn, I think I like Shorty. All right, I'm gonna get with Shorty. Not one date was in there. Thank you. Not one date was in there. People are not dating effectively because people are not asking the correct questions. They only worry about who gonna pay or are we gonna split the bill. That's not the things you're supposed to be worried about. Because the idea of going out on a date is to get to know someone, to figure out if they are someone that you want to pursue in the future. And then
Right.
if not, if not, then y'all go your separate ways. You know what I mean? And I think that's what gets lost in the sauce. It's all this sex. It's all of that. It gets convoluted. People cannot control themselves.
And
notice I said people. I'm not saying men or women. I'm saying it's both of us.
And that's what I was kind of alluding to earlier. That, you know, I think this question in general of why women be submissive is coming from a caveat like of men who ain't asking those questions because they aren't concerned about it, but still, like, in a nutshell, they want to, you know what I'm saying, put they bury their bone in anything, but then still want this one woman not to do anything. Like, he's got unrealistic expectations of her for him to just whatever, but he still wants her to be submissive in that role. That's why I said to, like, borrow your car while you go to work, and I'm riding another girl around in your car and don't put no gas in it. Like, that group of men still wants women to be submissive to them, and they're asking, well, why would we?
So okay, all right, okay. So I agree with that. So let me ask this question, right? Because we asked kind of what submission is, and we got some good questions, some good answers to that in the comments, actually. And I hear a little bit of, you know, yeah, we should both submit to each other. You know, I hear, you know, they're typical, unfortunately, but you know, they're also extreme, typically. You know, these types of circumstances. So what I want to say first is, to the comment of that we should both be submitting to each other. That's not true. That is incorrect. We should not be submitting to each other. Okay, let me explain. Okay, because I know the ladies are like, what the okay. Let me explain. Men, our role, if we're talking about marriage, our role is to submit to God. So one of you said, let me explain. So one of you said that they have to be able to show that they are a good quality leader of the home, right? And I think that was a pretty consistent among the responses you got, Tyrone. You know, consistency as far as leadership, being a good leader, having a job, having an income, you know, having a good moral compass, you know, those types of things. Is that fair to say? Okay, all right, cool. In my opinion, that standard, that moral compass comes from above. Okay. So one of the things that lets women know that they should be comfortable, in my opinion, they should be comfortable following you, is what are you following? So if you're a guy who what you follow is you know, the street hustle mentality. What you follow is the, you know, stuff you see on TV, the things that we see on TikTok, that Chicago video shoot that became a video shooting. You understand what I'm saying, right? When we see stuff like that, if that's what you follow, then that's probably not suitable for your household. If what you follow is, you know, abusive, you know, actually abusive and actually misogynistic attitudes and ideologies and things like that, then that's probably not the type of person that you should follow. And so as a result, I agree, ladies, a man that submits to that mentality, that submits to that ideology, is not the type of man you should follow. However, what should be happening, men, is we actually should be in submission to it, bare minimum, the foundation of, you know, what God says, what, you know, the foundation should be there. The reason I say God on that is because marriage, as I've said before on the show, is a God ordained institution, not a man-made construct. You know what I'm saying? is something that God steps in the middle of. So what we should be doing is submitting to God. As we submit to God, that will show that we are suitable to lead in a relationship, and that ultimately I think is what should make ladies, the women, interested and able and comfortable submitting, because then that's really submitting to you. Because not really about, if you think about it, it's not really about submitting to you as a man, if you look at it that way. Because if everything I say is what God said, if I'm in alignment with what God says, then you stepping out of alignment with me isn't about you stepping out of alignment with me. It's about you stepping out of alignment with God. See, now when you put that into a different context, submission looks a little different. But I don't know. What do y'all think?
I think it just depends on the definition of submission. When I think of submitting, or when I think of, okay, let's think of when you think of a woman submitting, they're submitting to decision making, leadership, things of that nature. And I think that's based off of most times, because not only are you the leader of the family, but you are strongest in that particular situation, in that particular area. No, just in that area.
Oh no, okay, in that
general.
area. Okay, I got you.
And I think the definition of submission has adjusted slightly, because technically, with modern women and working women, there may be some expertise that they stand in. And at that point, what are we going to do? Are we going to submit to our ego and say, well, I'm the man of the relationship, so I know that you sell houses, but I'm going to deal with it.
A leader wouldn't do that. A leader,
right, because
a leader would
knows when to
allow
submit.
somebody who should step forward if they have a higher skill set. Like being the leader doesn't mean you're the end all be all. You might have the final say so or the final decision, but if somebody else has a better skill set than I do, but that's something that's going to help the overall picture. I'm the one that has the vision. If I got the vision, but your skill set is going to help towards the vision, then yeah, take the lead on that. I think that's
right.
I think that's totally fine.
But that's a leader submitting to someone. And I know to you that doesn't sound like that. But when I think of terms like passive, the opposite of passive is aggressive. So you're either the aggressor or you're the passive one. The aggressor is the leader. The passive one is not. That's the one that's the subordinate. It doesn't. I know to people it looks weak, but it's just kind of like it's a simple transaction of power. That's all it is. I think the submission portion of all of this is just the sharing of the power in the household. Yes, the man should have the leading decision, as long as that man is capable. But at the same time, the woman has input in which can influence the decision of leadership.
Absolutely.
Which in turn,
actually.
Right. So there's a good
leader better have his wife give him good insight on stuff. That you absolutely better.
I think your wife, as a leader, as an alpha, or however you want to do it, as a leader, I think your wife is probably ultimately the only one you truly submit to outside of God. That's what I'm saying. When you allowing someone to influence you to a degree, depending on who it is, it could turn into that. So that's all I'm saying. When I use the term submission, that's all I'm saying. So you're not wrong in what you're saying, Trey. I get you 100%.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of looking at it from a different perspective. I'm not. Yeah.
So I found something that I think is interesting. Oh, this is terrible. It says the word submit comes from the Greek word hupotasso, and it is a word that denotes ordered relationships, especially where one party submits to another. And I think the word order is interesting because I feel like that's what Brother Syranno was just saying. Like if you create order in the house, so like if a woman is better handling organizing finances, then the order would be that she handles the finances. So you have a joint account and she may be the one to go in and pay all the bills because she gonna make sure it gets done on time because you tend to forget. That's order, so it's not like nobody's.
You're absolutely right. But let me ask you this question, right? Who runs Amazon? Who's the leader of Amazon?
whatever
That
dude,
guy.
whatever the
That guy.
Jeff Bezos' wife.
Jeff Bezos. All right. Look,
According to that divorce.
according to that divorce, I'm about to say,
Oh man, that's funny.
it's about to be, yeah. Anyway, but for the moment, for the time being, Jeff Bezos, right? Is Jeff Bezos, does he know everything about the IT department? No. Does he know everything about human resources? No. Does he know everything about shipment and sales and marketing? No. But is he the leader of it? Does he make the final decision based on the vision that he has set forth for that company? Yes. Right. And that's what I mean as far as submission. That when you're the leader, that doesn't mean that you're the only one doing everything. It means that you're exercising wisdom so that you can move the overall practice forward, the overall vision forward. The captain of the ship, for example, is not necessarily the one paddling, controlling. I don't know how boats work. Y'all know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying? The captain is the one that sets the course, sets the destination, sets the direction. That's not necessarily the one that makes the boat run.
Right.
There's a shipmate or somebody else that handles that, while the captain handles the vision. That's where that's what the leadership part comes from. And again, if that's where assessing the vision, like where is this man gonna take this family, and you can tell where a man's gonna take the family based on what he submits to, what he allows to happen in his life, what he allows to take place in his life. You know what I'm saying?
So I
No, I
guess,
understand 100%.
and I guess the question is, so why can't that change? Like when it's necessary? Why? Like, and I. So yeah, but I guess my question about submission, like, because you use Jeff Bezos, and that's an example. What if a company is co-owned? Who are the owners? Those two people, or that that group of people, like, so what? Like, why is submission stuck to one party?
Because the vision is given to one person. The co-ownership just means that one person handles another part of the business, but one person has the vision. And that person that has the vision is the one that's the leader. Men are given the visions, generally speaking. Now, man that's following God, that is.
Okay, because I always, I'm a man of God, but I always play devil's advocate in that. So then, what is submission to the atheist? What is submission to the Buddhist, to the agnostic, to the people who don't follow that? Like what for them? Because it looks different, it sounds different, it is different.
I'm not on that committee because I don't deal with or subscribe to any of that, so that doesn't matter to me.
That doesn't make for a very,
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't. What they do, this is their practice or their belief, whatever their practice and their belief is, what it is. But if we are going to claim that we have marriage under biblical purposes, over biblical pretense, right? Then the order is God, man, woman, children. That's and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But the problem is, and you can see some of the comments, some of y'all getting mad. I love it. You can see that though, but the problem is it's not really a bad thing. Like being in submission is a good thing. I don't know any. We've been talking about this week in a couple of groups I'm in. Women carry the favor of God, right, with them, right? So, a man that is doing well more than likely has a good woman who is, in alignment with him, which should be in alignment with God. And if those things are all in alignment, then we should be in good shape. Even if you're a Buddhist, whatever your belief is or practice is, I would imagine if you're in alignment with whatever that higher power is, you should be in good shape.
Right.
If you're all in alignment, I'll say this and I'll be done. How can two move together except they be agreed? How
Say
can
that
they
one more
grow?
time.
How can they move and grow together except they be agreed? Except they be in agreement.
Who?
So my question is,
Anybody.
if their what if their agreement is to share decision making?
What do you mean?
What
She
if
said the shared decision making?
like yeah, so if you're making the final decision on this, then she'll make the final decision on that. And like that could be agreement.
That is agreement. I listen again. Being the leader doesn't mean you are the end all be all. It doesn't mean that.
So I guess that's
That doesn't mean that you don't
how we
take.
look
That
at it.
doesn't mean you don't take uh other opinions or thoughts into consideration. In fact, you should, because your wife or your lady is your other half. They are your other half. They are you. Genesis, Adam said, "This is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone." That's you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you should. That's why you treat them the way you want to be treated. That's why you treat
Exactly.
them like you. And matter of fact, here I got you. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her to make her holy, cleansing her and washing her. I'm sorry, washing with water through the word. Okay. So basically, I'm sorry, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. That's what I just said. That's you. Husbands are to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After
Mm-hmm.
all, no man ever hated his own body, right? This is what it means, right? That's what it means for real. Okay, and that's what, in my opinion, welcome back, Q. In my opinion, if a man is following after that charge, then that should also make a woman more willing to be submissive. What I'm going to ask you guys though is, what are the action steps? What does that look like physically?
Oh, dating effectively, but in addition to that, complete transparency and honesty. I think people bring their mask to the dinner. I think they should take that off. I think it's for fear of any type of vulnerability or rejection. But I think the more vulnerable you are, the faster the red flags come out. So you might as well just be you. Just say, hey, this is what it is. This is how I feel. These are my beliefs. And if you see the red flags right then and there, just go ahead and ask for the check.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's fair. And the thing is, like, again, operating in that way doesn't mean you're going to be perfect,
Right.
And
Let me
again,
chime in real quick. Let
Go
me
ahead,
chime in
Rich.
real quick, because
bro.
when we talk about dating, when we talk about these relationships, right? Love, in my opinion, love is submission, because if I'm giving my love to you, that means I'm submitting unto you. So when we talk about dating, though, there's a lot of walls that may or may not have been built up. People aren't going into it 100%. They're going in with their guards up. So the dating scene is definitely more of defense than it is offense. So that's a whole nother animal in today's society, because people aren't truthful. People they do have their mask on. So it's a whole nother animal in itself. So we can't expect, people to be submissive right off the bat, or even thinking about it, because you don't have any love for them right now. Now you can, love them, agape, hey, as a person, hey, yeah, I want you to live. I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. But it's a difference when you are giving your love to someone, and that's that submission part, and so that whole dating scene needs to, I want to say, be retaught. I mean, it just
It does.
You
It
know,
does.
and like I think Tyrone was saying that honesty. I think Tyrone was saying it's like that honesty needs to be out there. Like let's be real about it. Be upfront. Like if you are not looking for something serious, say it. Don't string anybody along. Like, but if you're looking for, hey, I'm looking for this, that, and then stick to your guns. Don't just think, oh, I could change a person on both sides of the field. You know, whether it's man or woman. Don't think you just change a person. Like, this is what it is. Let's find out. Let's go ahead and take off the mask. Let's be truthful, upfront, honest. Let's find out.
I agree.
And
And I
think
agree
it
with
kinda
this statement
circles
too,
back-
kind of to your point. My bad. Q, you saying something? My fault.
And I still think it still stems back in a way of something we talked about earlier too, about being able to be vulnerable. So once you feel like you have that security established between the two of you, that you feel like you can actually open up and be vulnerable. Like I feel like that's a lost art that's been like swept under the rug in today's legal system. Because it goes along with wearing that mask and putting up a false facade because you're not going into it looking to be open and honest. You're looking at it like it's a job interview. I'm going to show you I'm the best for this job, and then you're going to find out what the truth is later on down the line. So I definitely
But
agree.
why would we operate like that?
I wouldn't say today we do. It's kind of like I want to make myself seem like the best catch, so I'm going to put out this facade, and then later on I'll ease who I really am into the relationship.
And you know what?
That's
That
just my
usually
opinion on what it looks like.
that usually stems from that question that we used to ask girls when we was younger. What you look for in a guy? You ever notice how pivotal that question is? Because a lot of times when you ask that question, you be like, "Oh, I'm like that. Oh, I'm like that. Oh, I'm like that," and you turn into that, and that's not who you truly are. But that's who you truly are in the moment because that's what you're going to use to get that girl. That was more of a teenage thing, but it's the truth. We've all done it, whether
Well, that's the
consciously
part
or
too,
subconsciously.
immaturity. There's an
Right,
immaturity with a lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
In a lot of dating, and I think that's why the dating scene is so jacked up because it's a lot of immaturity. And if we're going to be totally honest, it was the product of a lot of immature people having kids. You know what I'm saying? And then raising them with immature ideals, and now here we are. You know what I'm saying? Like more and more. It just is what it is. It just is what it is.
Well,
So
now the kids are being raised by TikTok, so that's a whole different thing. Got
yeah,
everybody all
and I
screwed
mean
up and
that's
confused.
Whole
what
different
works.
animal.
Unless you're in China,
Like,
because they don't show the crazy stuff in China's TikTok that they show in America's TikTok.
they just show it over here in Babylon. It's all good. No Babylon.
Daughter of Babylon. If you hip, just give me a thumbs up in the comments. Anyway, here's what I think. To kind of wrap all of it up. You know what? Pause on that. Let me jump to these comments real quick because y'all been going off. Y'all brought up a lot of good points. Here we go. I like this one. If you're expecting me to submit, we both need to have a say in what the plan is. I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. I asked earlier, how can two move forward except they be agreed? Right? Well, what's the agreement? The agreement on what direction we want the family to go in, the agreement on ideals, the agreement on, household structure, the agreement that, we got to be in agreement. You're better with money, so you handle the bills. I'm better with my hands, so I'll build crap. You know what I'm saying? Or you're better with computers, so you do this stuff, or I'm better with this, so I'll deal with that. I think that's absolutely right. You need to be in agreement on how you move forward, on what on and to all the ladies' point about there being a leader. Because again, looking at these comments on the question you asked, a lot of what I see is either I'm not submissive and they disagree with that completely because they don't know what submission really means, or they say they want physical security, they want leadership, they don't mind deferring to judgment as long as the judgment is good. This is kind of just a few comments that I'm seeing, looking up and down here. Proven to be a good leader in areas as fatherhood, career, etc.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly what I see. Right. So, fellas, what is leadership? We only got a few more minutes left. What does leadership look like to y'all? We're gonna go around in the order I see on the screen. So, Kev, Rich, Q, Tyrone. What what does leadership in a relationship look like to you?
I think a lot of that just has to do with good decision making. So, if your light bill needs to be paid, but you spending that money on weed, priorities not in order. You're not a good decision maker.
Agreed.
How can I trust you to lead if you can't manage like your responsibilities? Not saying you can't have weed, but it can't come before the lights. So I think at the front of that would be just like your decision making and processing like your priorities.
Fair. LB.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's like it's that management of it all. You gotta be able to manage it all, because there's a time and a place for everything. And like Kev said, your priorities have to be in order. LB, you talked about there's an order to things. So even as the leader, you got to make sure those priorities are in order, and manage those priorities, manage those things, manage the household.
Q.
I think for me, leadership isn't necessarily about power, and I've said it multiple times. Sometimes leadership is knowing when to step down and let your partner wear the hat that they're good at.
Yep.
Like I said, you're not always going to be the it guy for every situation that goes on in your relationship, or the it guy for every situation while you're dating. You're going to realize you're good at some things and you suck, and you just have to be open and honest with yourself. So you wear the hats that you know you wear well, and a good leader always knows when to pass that baton. So it's always a mutual respect in that relationship.
Yep. Good
Yeah,
leaders always show mutual respect. Good point.
I'm right with him. I was just gonna say, a good leader knows when to take action and then when to delegate, and that's pretty much it with that. Just a real simple.
Yep, that sums it up right
You
there.
said it. It's when to delegate. Okay. And that was my point. That's the point I was making about Jeff Bezos, right? If as a leader, you delegate tasks based on skill set so that you can get more done.
Mm-hmm.
We can be more efficient. You can be more effective, right? Again, as when I was at T-Mobile as a manager there were a lot of people that had different skill sets, better skill sets than I did, frankly speaking, at that store. Me as the leader knew when to step aside and develop. One of you said pass the baton. Q, pass the baton. Leaders always want to develop leaders to lead when they're not around, when they're not there.
Right.
So to the point of the husband and the wife, of course, we want to make sure that we're in alignment, going in the same direction, because when I'm at work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, I'm not in the house. I need to be able to trust that the ideals that we agreed on are being taught and ran in the house. You know what I'm saying? So if we agreed that we're going to be, I'm just throwing stuff out there. You do whatever, you people do whatever you want in your house. Okay. But if we agree that we're going to be a God-fearing house, we're going to pray, we're going to do these things, not do these things, etc. But whole time I'm out of alignment and I'm doing all those things, more than likely the things that we said we're not going to do, more than likely she's not going to respect my leadership, more than likely she's going to step out of alignment, more than likely the family's going to break apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that is again why I say the alignment has to be, something greater than us. Because to your point about what about the atheist? Well, the atheist doesn't believe in anything greater than himself, which in my opinion is a narcissistic trait. So would you follow a narcissist is my question. That's just my opinion, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna give y'all a cliffhanger question. What about the woman who stays in alignment and the man falls out?
Oh, but you know what? She's got to go. You cannot respect a leader
Whoa.
that doesn't follow. You
But
can't
whoa, whoa,
respect the
whoa,
leader.
whoa.
You can't respect the leader that's out of alignment,
In a marriage?
So
especially in a marriage.
when you say fall out of alignment, just so I'm clear, you mean someone who doesn't listen?
No. So, woman is in alignment with God. Man falls out. He's not listening to God's voice. He's not respecting his marriage. He's not, like he's out of
Like
alignment.
he's stepping out. He's stepping
he's
out.
out of order.
Like
He's out of order.
You saying
Right.
he's out of alignment to like the extreme,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. No. I just want to be clear that that's what you were saying. Okay.
What
So-
then the woman do?
That can go either way. So the more selfish answer would be, let's try to fix the situation. But to a degree, like I'm not going to use that term. I got chewed out for that. So my point is, yeah, it should just be a situation where if it's a situation where it's fixable, let's fix it. If it's a situation where that alignment is not going to line back up ever, then separate from it. But I think in reality, a man, a leader, actively knows when they're falling out of alignment. So it's up to them to acknowledge that, because that's always going to be the first step. You got to acknowledge I fell out of alignment. No matter what you've done or I fell out of alignment. So in reality, despite anything, if the wife decides to leave for a bit, then it is what it is. Because at that point, I think this is where it gets convoluted, because men think when they fall out of alignment, they should be realigning with their wife. That's not true. Not in the beginning. In the beginning, you should be realigning with yourself and God. And the reason for that is because the only way you're going to realign with your wife is through God, and that's it. That's the only, because if we're going by, especially what was said earlier, God, the husband, wife, kids. So if you're saying like a thunderbolt, it cracked down from God and goes this way, that means that alignment has to get done first. And then everything will line right back up, for better or for worse, at that point.
Yep. It's to encourage to this question right here, right? Okay, I love this. Does this go both ways with the question of being out of alignment? So, if the man is out of alignment, what should the woman do? If the woman's out of alignment, what should the man do? The reality is that both should stay in alignment with God. Both have to be in alignment in the first place, right? So again, in this example, God, husband, and wife, kids, if either one of them is out of alignment slightly, then things can go off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but how do you know you're in alignment? Well, you both have to be in submission to God, because you as the wife, as my helpmeet, as my other half, as my rib, as my flesh of my flesh and my bone of my bone, is supposed to also hold me accountable when I fall off out of alignment. Well, how would you know if I'm out of alignment if you are not also in alignment? You know what I'm saying? So there is a lot. There's a lot to this. It's a lot more to it than just, in my opinion, what I think has happened is why the dating scene is jacked up. Somebody said what happened to chivalry and stuff like that, and I agree. Part of why I think that is because we are so far out of alignment from where it's supposed to be that we just do our own little thing. We just do our own thing. You know what I'm saying? We just
the
do
world
our
is out
own
of alignment
thing.
with God.
You know what? Yep. And you know what? And what's Tristan's comment? He just said, women reflect on what they see and follow both good and bad. I'll say it a slightly different way. Men set, women expand. Okay? Women expand on whatever you set. Okay? Whatever example you set. Okay? That's why, a man can buy a house and put a chair, one chair, a TV, a couple things in the fridge, and we good. But a woman comes in the house and expands it and makes it a home.
Man,
comes up
put
with the ideas.
drapes and just the interior design of it all. And
Facts.
just
Facts.
making that bad boy just home and warmy and cozy. And
So
That's what I'm saying.
When I met my wife, I did not have furniture. I had futon out in the living room. I ain't had no dining room set. I ain't had no forks. Listen. She brought me groceries. She brought me all that, and it's not because I couldn't afford it. It's just because I know how to survive off of certain things. And like,
Yep.
I remember I had moved into my new spot, and I literally ate. I think it was like a 12 or 18 piece from Grove Farms for like 4 days. I went and bought it because that's the money I had. I went and bought it. I ate a little bit of chicken every day. I was good. She came out and said, "What in the heck is going on here?" And she expanded the household.
That's right.
I get it.
Women are in control of expansion, in every aspect you can think of, right?
Yep.
You find a successful man, you're more than likely going to find a woman that has his back, right? That like has his back, no questions asked, right? And you see, even with, and we'll probably talk about this next week, even with cats like Tom Brady, you see Tom Brady, he was going through it with his wife. All of a sudden, he ain't playing the same. All of a sudden, he's not the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? They expand everything from your bloodline to your household, to your lineage, to, frankly speaking, your business success. Right? Which is why it's important, one, fellas, for you to be in alignment so that you can, two, recognize a woman that's worthy. A woman that's worthy of being your wife. And ladies, so you can understand what a man that's worthy of your favor, the favor of God that you carry with you, a man, so you can recognize a man that's worthy of that. Yes, it is a two-way street. Liz, I see you. We holler at you. Yes, it is absolutely a two-way street. But
preach it, baby.
Leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. We're trying to get. We're trying to. He said it. He said it. Tune in next week.
Oh man. That's
next week.
Listen, I don't know if it's Stefan or Steven, but you ain't lying, brother. You ain't lying. My man Mario.
That's a sample fact. Yep. That's
right.
He frat.
Mario?
Yeah, he frat.
That's my man. I think that picture that he got on there is the picture I took of him.
I think it is actually. Yeah.
Shit.
That's wild. Small world. We expanded, we connecting, we making moves. All right. We got to get off that because we got to get up out of here, man. A couple quick things real quick. It's rapid fire time, baby. Let's go. Got a couple things real quick. All right. Dave Chappelle.
Little bottle.
Loved it.
Somebody's coming after him after this SNL.
I don't know why. Loved it. He was masterful.
He's the GOAT.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet.
You got to watch it. Go watch it.
You didn't watch
it?
Okay.
Not yet. I watched all the sketches, but I didn't watch the monologue yet.
Yep, watch it.
It was
I don't know why they mad. I don't know why they're mad either, especially considering the very first statement he made. Literally, the very first thing he said was, "I denounce anti." But, if you look it up, they're missing a letter. They're missing the letter H. Moving on to the next thing. Anti-Semitic, anti-Shim. Woo! Y'all not ready for that one. I'm going to be quiet.
You spitting. I caught that.
They're not ready for that yet.
You spitting.
They're not ready for that yet.
Mm-hmm.
They're not ready for that yet. Listen. It's going down real soon. Only for those who have ears to hear. Keep a lookout. keep an eye out. All right.
Mm.
Next thing. Speaking of wild stuff, I believe it's in Wisconsin. We have a transgendered Miss America pageant winner.
Say it again.
Thoughts? We have a
Say it again.
transgendered Miss America pageant winner.
I'm not doing this.
It's actually, to be honest with you, it's actually pretty burly looking guy. Cosplaying as a
Equality.
woman. One Miss America.
Question mark. Equality? Question mark. That's all I got.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not touching it. Not touching it.
You see
I'm
that?
touching that.
You see that? I understand. That's okay. I say it for you. It's because men are better than women at everything, including being women.
Oh nah, bro. Woof.
You disagree? You disagree? What you mean? Apparently, he was the most beautiful woman at the pageant.
Whoa.
Next
So
thing.
we've had a great night, fellas.
Next thing, weed is legal both in Maryland and in Missouri. Fair or
I'm
foul?
Not right now.
Oh, yeah.
And there are
That's what-
I don't smoke, so
I don't need that.
No, brother.
You should. You should. You all should.
Listen,
You all should.
it just
Precisely
means-
zero people in the history of the world, in the history of human existence, have died from a marijuana overdose. You probably should. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
all I'm gonna say is July 2023.
I'm excited though. I'm super excited about it because, but then I'm not, because
Why
when
is
you
that?
start when you start regulating things like this, then things can be altered, and it's So I got mixed feelings about it. Like, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, but the foundation of it all it got me thinking about other stuff.
Sounds like we're gonna have
That's fair.
Tyrone back on later.
That's fair.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's fair. To get out of here, OnlyFans. We had two teachers that were canceled from their jobs for their OnlyFans account. Before you say anything else, the rumor has it they filmed content in the classroom.
Oh, they
Then they gotta go.
deserve to be.
Yeah.
A couple
gotta
weeks
go.
ago, I was saying, like, listen, you decide you want to do OnlyFans, it is what it is. You're grown, you're an adult, whatever. But they film content in the classroom. Come on, dog.
Right.
Come on, dog.
Yeah. They got people's kids. Nah. They gotta go. And that was just their dumbness.
Yeah.
So
It's
something
okay.
similar happened to a TikToker. She was filming a TikTok, but there was she had her meeting. There was a meeting going on in the back, like on the Zoom, so it could be heard on the TikTok. So it was a whole breach of like however that works with like NDAs and stuff like that, like internal information.
Huh.
So
Interesting. Well, good riddance, I guess, man. You can't be filming. Listen, man, you can't be filming your OnlyFans content in the classroom, yo. That's not okay. That's not
Yes,
okay,
no.
man. We got enough, Zims and Zers running around in the classroom with our, kindergartens and first graders. Yeah, I said
Wait,
it.
you said they filmed in the classroom?
They filmed
Yep.
something in the classroom.
Or that? She definitely had it coming.
But then my
Well,
question
we-
is, who purchased their OnlyFans to show it to people?
One of the parents.
Right. Nobody asked
So-
that question, right?
The rumor has it that apparently the woman advertised it, like put the link on like her personal Facebook page or something like that. That's a rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but apparently that's what happened, and some people got
Somebody
wind of it.
bought
The
it.
kids got wind of it.
But it doesn't
Principal?
matter. Somebody would have had to buy it, because if you go onto an OnlyFans page and you're not subscribed to them, it'll just be blank. So that means somebody, probably the principal, had to buy it. because they wanted to see what their employee was doing, even though it was on. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they would know, unless one of the kids bought it.
Superintendent.
Yeah, somebody bought it.
Somebody knew and got salty about something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like somebody got salty that they wasn't involved in the classroom scene. That's what I think happened. Somebody was mad they weren't involved in the classroom scene. They said, "Really, you're gonna pick your husband over me?"
Right.
I think somebody had a special request that got denied and got a little salty.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah, it's a possibility. You know,
They were trying to film some content for themselves. You know, probably trying to put something on their own. Okay, I ain't saying nothing else. We done, man. We out of here. Hey, Tyrone, man.
Wait.
What's
you
up?
said you was gonna bring up. You said you were gonna bring up Shorty in Cabo. I do want to talk about that real quick if we have time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have one more. Go ahead. You can talk about that.
So it was I can't remember her name. I know you remember her name, but a young lady was in Cabo with her friend.
Shaquella Robinson.
Yeah, there you go. She was in Cabo with her friends, and the conversation that's happening right now is that, you know, there was a video that surfaced of her and one of her friends fighting, and that alluded to the thought that she was unalived by her friends.
Yeah. Her friends.
It's an active and ongoing relationship. Investigation. And I was looking at the film footage. First of all, the film footage, right? My biggest issue with it, people will say it's the fighting. No, it's the fact that there was a grown ass man in the back saying, "Come on, yo, you're not gonna fight back." What?
Was it a grown?
Bro,
never mind.
But my point is, if you are who you say you are, you should have been breaking that up. The leader, as we talking about, the leader we was talking about earlier.
Yep.
We should be breaking this up. But this is why this right here is why black women feel like we as black men don't have that back. It's that. That's the example.
It wasn't ahead
No,
of
that's a fact.
I don't care. So let's be clear about that. That doesn't matter. I don't care if you're heterosexual. I don't care if you're heterosexual or you homosexual, you trans, however you want to do it, right? If you are the alpha in the situation, it is your job as the alpha to break that shit up. Because honestly, I would have rather broke it up, argued, and never talked to somebody again with my life than somebody allow me to fight and then to turn into some shit where I lose my life. So no matter what, I don't give a fuck what your orientation is. If you are the man or the alpha of the situation, you need to step the fuck in, put the fucking phone down, and you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's assuming he identified as a man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why I said man or alpha. Because alpha turns.
That's assuming he identified as an alpha.
If they're feminine, are they alphas?
That would be like saying women can't be. So no, yes. The answer to that question is yes. You can be feminine and be an alpha, but you got to understand each person. I don't know if y'all ever read not As a Man Thinketh. It's another book. I'm gonna get it to y'all, but the point is we both have masculine and feminine energy. That's why women can turn it on and men can turn it on and turn it off and blah, blah, blah. Because in reality, you can always tell men who grew up around a lot of women. For me, for example, I talk with my hands a lot. I got that from my girl cousins and stuff like that. I can't help that. That's part of my DNA. I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying? That's, if you want to call it a feminine trait, it's a feminine trait. It is what it is. But what I'm saying,
talking with your hands isn't a feminine.
I learned in the intro
talking
to
with your hands isn't. That's not a feminine.
No. I say excessive talking with my hands.
I learned that in intro to speech.
Okay, I didn't have intro to speech. I just had intro to my black family. So that's all I had. So I guess they was teaching me speech. But my point behind this is we can talk all day about whether somebody identified as what. My point is let's take all that identification out. If you are someone's friend, you break it up. If y'all say y'all family, you break it up. But if you don't mess with them like that, then there it is.
Yeah, they said they weren't.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
I was thinking what Asia,
and it is what it is. Nah, I'm with you on that
right there. Asia just commented. I was thinking exactly what she just posted.
Yeah. Yep.
Any of them. I mean, they can't all be mad at
any of them.
You know, any of them.
Well, I don't know how many people was there.
I haven't seen the video, so I don't know. But
just go to Twitter.
I think it's like I've seen the video. It's like it was 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 people I think in the room. But the point is there was the 2 people fighting, and you know the man with the camera with the phone that recorded the whole thing, and like I just think back, you know, bros. You know, for some of the bros in the comments, you know, some of the ladies in the comments, you've been around us. Like, that wouldn't have happened on my watch. Like, they wouldn't have fought. Like, I would have been in the middle of that. Like, yo, chill. We here, we having a good time. We not on none of that. Yo, chill out. Let's go have a drink. Let's go have a smoke. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I'm not gonna allow that. Like, you know, and again, going back to that question of what happened to chivalry was, you know, then somebody asked about or said something about masculinity being under attack. So we get chivalry, masculinity under attack. This guy doesn't stop this fight.
Well, in the video,
go ahead.
You can only hit a guy. That's what that is.
I mean, that's 100% enough men to stop that from happening.
Thank you. So you know exactly what I said earlier. Absolutely.
That's 100% enough men to stop all that crap from happening. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have went down in the first place. So, you know, be careful. Yep. He said it. Be careful who you allow in your circle. Everybody that's skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yep. It is.
I'm gonna leave that at that. I'm gonna leave that there.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! A lot of stuff. Loaded conversation. We're definitely over time. Tyrone, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Hold on. Are we missing somebody? No. Okay. No.
Nah, he on audio.
He's audio. Go ahead. But yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through. He's on audio.
Oh man, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man.
All right now.
Absolutely. We'll have to have you come on again soon, man, and break down a little bit more of this topic. This is some good stuff. All right, fam. Well, look, man, last words on our way out. Kev, talk to us real quick, man.
Pray for my voice. Just help me.
Help me, nigga.
Help me, please. Hey, like I said in the beginning, be thankful. And also, you know what? Pray for me as I pray for you. You know, like Kev was saying, it's a two-way street. Trust and believe. We are thankful for you guys, and we will see you next week.
Absolutely, man. We'll be back out here Black Friday. We are still going to be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Be on the lookout, man. Time is running short. Just keep your eyes open. Stay awake. Not necessarily woke, but stay awake. Keep your eyes open. All right, ladies and gentlemen, assuming nothing's changed in the last hour and 46 minutes and we can still call you that, We appreciate y'all for coming, spending some time with us. We'll see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day, all that good stuff, man. Be safe out here. Have fun. We out of here.